moment on this conference that I went for in Nairobi, when the South African Minister of Transport stood up in the gathering where there are political parties from all over the world, and he said to me, he said, I want to applaud Liberia because your election was so tight, hotly contested, and President BOAKAI only defeated President Weah less than 30,000 votes. And yet, President Weah conceded. He said, you people should continue that democracy. I was proud. I'm going to say anyway, therefore, President, we have to concede and keep our democracy on the path it is. It's something, of course, I'm proud of, and I'm happy he did that. I will praise him any day for that, because not many Africans can do that. Look, let's stop all these political noise. When people do something good, praise them. He could have stayed in power like other people. Yes, he could have done that. When President BOAKAI
already assumed that he was violent, you couldn't fire his foot. The rule of engagement said you must fire him in the chest, in the arm, and every part of his body 8 times. That was very unprofessional.
Prince,
and I promise God,
okay,
it will not go.
So this is a girl who is not a law enforcement person. She's a nurse with common sense, and almost everything Eddie said in the circumference of criminal justice was what she was repeating, quoting the rules of engagement, the law of proportionality, the law of insanity, right? Under the law, even if I go in my room and I meet a man under my wife, and then I just grab a knife and juke that man, I will go scot-free because the intent of going in that room is to kill. But when I saw a man under my wife, I can plead temporary insanity. Even though I'm son, but at that moment, I was not thinking right. So let's look at the condition, because you asked me what is the police thinking and what is the public thinking. What the police thinking or what the girl just said. It is a preconceived man intent to kill to prove that they are men. You shoot somebody 8 times, that's motive. 8 times, that's motive. Shoot to kill. At point blank. Now, this guy in question, baby, like I know him to be, we told that, they say he almost 5+ malaria. At that level, it's a cerebral malaria. And cerebral malaria, we all know is a life-threatening neurological complication. And this is mostly caused by Plasmodium, what we call falciparum, Falciparum. It's a falciparum parasite, from Plasmodium that causes the cerebral malaria. And it is a medical condition that can lead to coma, seizure, and long-term disability, or even death. So this particular cerebral malaria occurs when the parasite, is affected by the P in the falciparum circulation in our red blood cell. So the sequencer in the macrovascular part of the brain is affected, is what leads you to getting this particular type of malaria. So this can cause a premeditated protein to just circulate around the surface of the red blood cell, and in the end it causes a stick to the lining around the red blood cell, making you to feel that unusual. So the part of the brain that's supposed to be responsible to make sense, to be judgmental, that part can be temporary because there can be vessel blockage and a lot of inflammation and clotting of the blood vessel, and it can impair your blood flow, leading to hypoxia and some other condition in the body that can lead to an inflammatory response. So when this happens, that person under that condition is not a normal person. So under the law of insanity, under criminal justice, that person, the way you deal with them is quite different. Like Eddie brilliantly articulated, it's quite different. So Mr. Aji, this guy, his friends, they put money together to go and carry him, but because of his posture, his non-compliance, they decided to call you. Mr. Police, you got gun, that gun is purchased by taxpayer money. You bear the flare and the seal. These are the symbolic, these are the symbols, the insignia of our state, the symbol of our sovereignty. You bear them. He who, to whom much is given, much is expected. So what we saw in response to your question is a police that has consume themselves with the mindset of retaliation. Retaliating because a few days ago, one of the police officers was accidentally killed. The police went to court and said murder. So somebody killed with somebody with car accident in the traffic, you call that murder. But you who came and shoot somebody 8 times, what is that? Just tell me, Eddie, the police is accurate that the killing of the officer was a murder. But now the police has gone to shoot somebody 8 times, somebody who is handcuffed, you know,
in absolute luxury at his old age. The president that is almost at the age of Methuselah, politically speaking, can be finding, comfort in riding luxurious cars, a car that he never rode in his entire lifetime. And at retirement age, like Brempo May to be president, or luxurious car, and sleeping on cars that never sleep on. You never slept on before. That tells you that corruption will continue to grow. And the president, and that's why we saw Lafayette Gideon, the public works minister, he stole $22 million. He posted there in some part of the country, that money disappeared. We saw to the extent that they took corruption to another level by taking money from poor Liberians, students who are wanting to go to school in America. They took money from the honor Nicotech. The Minister of Foreign Affairs, she is still seated. The president is doing nothing about that because about every trip he goes with her. And the president now, like I said the last time, he customizes everything. They are customizing the private jet that you'll be using frequently. It has been customized as we speak to you, and that costs millions of dollars on the Liberian, taxes. So this is tell you in conclusion on this issue of corruption. We as Liberians, we were fooled. Not me, not Randall, not any member of this platform, but the Liberian people in generality were fooled that BOAKAI said he was not a corrupt man, that he was coming to stop stealing. But what he did or what he is doing now is to lead by example by telling people that you normally play that clip. If you steal money, make sure that you get some to the Liberian people. That is okay. That's all you want. As an official, steal money, take some and give back to the community. If you steal 10 million, take 30,000 and share on the community. The other 9 million and some more, you save on it. That is why he says that, once in your government, is that Liberian people voted for? Absolutely not.
Thank you so much.
That is the full thought, the mens rea and the autos rea requirement. That means the guilty mind and the guilty act. That means the person must go and plan that they are going to commit crime. And after finishing planning their actions, they must go and execute their plans. Then you can establish that the actions is considered as a crime. Other than that, when one of the lacking of one of those elements, you cannot consider the actions as a crime. So the police were being unprofessional and irresponsible in the comment. And Mr. Gregory Comer have destroyed the system. There must be a complete criminal justice reform. When Mr. BOAKAI exited the political corridor, President Weah has a lot of responsibility. He got a lot to do. A complete criminal justice reform will be required to ensure that our law enforcement can gain confidence from the public. And one of the things that the public will need, and Mr. Weah will have to do, is intensive community policing strategy are very important in these processes. We have to rebuild confidence with the citizens have to regain their confidence of law enforcement because the citizen does not trust the law enforcement. But let's go back to the scenario of the guy who died. The first and foremost is that before you as a law enforcement practitioner, a professional law enforcement practitioners, an ethical law enforcement actors, before you exert and enforce, you must understand the terrain and scenario of the actions. There must be what we call investigative assessment. You must investigate the environments. You must do a complete assessment about the scenario. You must have a preliminary details of the happenings of what the crime scene that you're going to. There was no crime scene that was being exhibited. That's number one. Number two, the person in question was mentally ill. It's a mental health personnel. Police must use your tactics. For a law enforcement practitioner to use force, the force must be reasonable enough. The force must be reasonable enough. And in criminal justice, they categorize the reasonability of force. One, the force must either be proportionate or the force must be reasonable in the context of authority dynamics. In the context of authority dynamics, that means you must have absolute authority over the situation. In an instant case, to discharge weapon as a law enforcement practitioner on a mental health person was wrong, was illegal. The police went with a full intent to kill. They went with malice of full thought to kill and execute citizen, peaceful citizen. How will you be executing a mental? How will you kill a mental health person by using more than eight bullets on a mental health person? I make mention. Number one, you must be very, very much, very much a psychologist. You must be able to de-escalate the situation by using influence. By using influence, verbal command, give verbal mandate. Let us assume that the person in question has a knife or a stick or a colax. A law enforcement practitioner, a professional law enforcement practitioner must be very psychologist. You must be a psychologist. You must get a verbal command, give instruction. I'm asking you now to put the knife or the gun down. I'm giving you instruction. Put the knife or the gun down, sir. Give instruction. This man is mentally insane. He cannot listen to verbal directions. What do? You use other non-lethal weapon, non-lethal instrument to de-escalate and have the situation on your attention. Greg Como got all of these de-escalation methodology, all these weapons. He got pepper spray. He got pepper spray. He could pepper spray that guy and they use the security tactics to have the mental health guy under restraint. You will restrain him and have him under police custody. If you don't want to use pepper spray, you can also use what we call tear gas. You tear gas in, you also have it under control. But in most instant cases, tear.
So, fellow Liberians home and abroad, it's a privilege again for us to be on here. We want to use this time to welcome each and every one of you that have joined us. We want to say welcome. Those of you who are joining us on our live feed on the YouTube channel, we appreciate all of you. Mose, how are you? I want to welcome my own lovely sister Mose. Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate your presence. Thank you so much. Uh, we want to say welcome to all of you who are joining us. We appreciate all of you. Thank you so very kindly. So, as usual, we ask that you do us a favor. And that favor we require of you is to kindly hit for us the share button. You can share with friends, share with family members, and let's all of us have a very wonderful time today discussing what is relevant, what is important, what relates to Liberia, our beloved nation. So, again, you can please do us that favor. Please hit for us the share button and let's have a very wonderful time. Thank you so much for joining us. We do appreciate all of your comments, all of your criticism, everything. I mean, just everything. We appreciate everything. Thank you so much. Those of you who agree, we appreciate you. Those of you who disagree, we also do appreciate you. So, as usual, just hit for us the share button and let's do this together. Let's do this together. Yeah. Thank you so very kindly. Serena, you are welcome. Thank you so much. We appreciate all of you. I mean, all of you are highly appreciated. So let's see if we can have something here and then we ourselves will also share. Yeah, because we need to share too. Well, we can't just leave this with you. but we need to share. So we can do this. We can do it together. Yeah, together we can do it. We can do it together. Okay, let's see what we have here. And then we will be good. We will be good right here. So just bear with us while we get ready to bring you what we are supposed to bring you. Yeah. Welcome again to everybody. Welcome. Welcome to all of you. Well, let's just start on this note by giving you this important announcement that we have from the New York chapter. We have an announcement right here that we want to give you. So let's just bring this on as we pass over this announcement. So the CDC USA New York chapter will be having her convention. And the convention for the CDC USA New York chapter will be on Saturday, February the 21st, 2026. So, New York, those of you who are citizens that are living in New York, you are invited to this convention. All of the information that you need is right on this particular flyer. So, if you are a citizen living in New York or living in adjacent state, New Jersey or so, the New York chapter is inviting all citizens to their event, and that event is going to be on February the 21st. So you can just save the date, February 21st, 2026. That will be on Saturday, and their convention will start at 6 p.m. So all of you are invited. All of you are invited to the New York convention. Like I said the last time, in fulfillment of our Constitution, Article 17 and that of 14 of the CDC USA Constitution, every local chapter will have to have her own local convention before going for the national convention. As you may be aware, the national convention is in June of this year. So all of the local chapters will have to go for their local convention. So the CDC USA New York chapter will be going for her local convention. So she's inviting all citizens that have the time, that have, the opportunity to please save the date. The date is on February 21st, 2026, and that will be on Saturday. It's going to be a very wonderful time. You can, make that time off for them. Just save it in your, diary or whatever it is. On the 21st of February, that is next month, the New York will be having their convention. So all of you are invited. Let us join them as we all have a wonderful, a very, very wonderful convention, a very wonderful program. So please keep the date for them. And, it's going to be wonderful there. Yeah, it's going to be very wonderful. Yeah. It's going to be wonderful. So the time is there. The time is there. And also the address. It will be held at 2212 Adams Clinton Powell Jr. Drive. Yeah. So 2212 Adams Clinton Powell Jr. Drive between 133 and 134th Street, that is New York, 10030. So this is the address. So just keep the address, and save the date for February the 21st. Hopefully, this week or next week, we will be inviting them on the show to talk about this particular convention. So just keep it in mind that our brothers there will be having a very wonderful, event. I also want to use this time to welcome my own lovely sister, Nina Kuya. You are welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. Agnes, how are you, Agnes? I want to welcome Agnes Cole. Thank you so very kindly, Agnes Cole, for your presence here. It's a privilege for us to have you. Eric McGill, how are you, Eric McGill? I want to say you are highly welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. It's a privilege for us to have you here. Thank you so very kindly. We want to welcome Dr. T. Serena. Thank you so much, Dr. Serena, for joining us. We appreciate you. Mars, how are you? Thank you so much for your presence here. It's always a privilege whenever we have the opportunity to, be in the company of you great and wonderful people. So, as usual, we say, kindly do us a favor. And that favor we want you to do for us is to please hit the share button, share with as many persons as you can share with, and let's all have a very wonderful time. So let's do it together. Yes, we can do it together. Let's do it together. Invite as many persons as you can invite, and let's get ready to do this together. So, all of you who are joining us, we want to appreciate you and we want to welcome you. You are highly appreciated and you are highly welcome. Those of you joining us on the Metro Media, we want to say thank you so much. We appreciate you joining us on the Metro Media. We want to say thank you so very kindly. Thank you so very kindly for your presence here. So just let's do this together and we'll have a wonderful, wonderful time. So just share with as many persons as you can share with. As we begin the very first presentation. So, fellow Liberians, I know many of you are aware that the government of Liberia is having what we call an infrastructure conference in Nimba County. I will try to see if I can pull this up. Try to pull this up. It's on the Executive Mansion website, an infrastructure conference that is currently ongoing in Nimba. Okay, Executive Mansion. Okay, senior space. Changes. Okay, okay. So just bear with me while we try to pull this up. Bear with me while we try to pull it up. The infrastructure conference at the executive mansion there. At the executive mansion. And we'll talk on other couple of issues, right? So let's just have a wonderful time together. Please share with us. Share. I'm just trying to get it here. Okay, okay. Thank you all for joining us. Thank you all for joining us. Thank you so very kindly for your presence. As usual, just do us a favor, hit us the share button, and let's have a wonderful time. Yeah, let's have a wonderful time. I'm just trying to get the stuff here for the infrastructure conference. Okay, okay, that's good. It's right here. Okay, so it's right here. It's right here. It's right here. Okay, so it's right here. We're going to see if we can read some of it, and then we will all have a wonderful time right here. Okay, so we are there. We are there. So let's see. Naomi Topa, how are you, Mama? You are welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate your presence. Let's go ahead and read uh, some of the stuff that they have here. Let's see if we can get it here, and then we'll try to read you some of it. We'll talk about this, and then, then we will be good. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so we try to get it and then I try to read it. It says for immediate release, President BOAKAI urges Liberia to invest in quality infrastructure. Says strong infrastructure create wealth, etc. Okay, let's just go straight to the statement there, and then we can read few bars of it. Yeah, we can just read few bars of it, and then we will be good. We just read few bars of it, and then we'll be good. Okay, it says January 19, 2026, Executive Mansion, Liberia. President Joseph Numa Boyka Sr. has called on Liberians to place strong and sustained emphasis on the development of quality infrastructure, noting that sound infrastructure is a foundation for national prosperity and inclusive growth. The president made a call on Monday, January 19, 2026, in Gompa City, Nimba County, during the opening of the National Infrastructure Conference, a forum aimed at strengthening Liberia's approach to infrastructure, planning, and development. President Boeka said Liberians must build infrastructure that meet international standards, is reliant to climate change, generates employment, stimulates entrepreneur, and promote equitable growth. Yes, we must build back and build better, the president said, stressing build better is the sense that the infrastructure we build today and tomorrow must compete with the rest of the world. I want to stop right here. We'll go further, but I want to stop right here. And I want to ask you a question, fellow Liberians. This infrastructure conference that the government of Liberia, through Joseph Numa Boeka, or the Joseph Numa Boeka led administration, is hosting in Nimba. What is the significance of this particular infrastructure conference? As a Liberian who wants to see better for my nation, the idea of hosting an infrastructure conference is not a bad thing at all. It's not bad. For any government to have an infrastructure conference, it's not bad at all. I believe that by hosting these infrastructure conferences, or however you will call it, it will give us as people, as government, the opportunity to critically look at our infrastructure. Look what is really needed at a particular time. Take into consideration how to maintain what we have and ensure that what we are building can meet with international standards. I believe that. But here is the deception that I'm going to point out in this particular infrastructure conference that is held in Nimba. Let me first of all tell you that the location itself, holding this infrastructure conference in Nimba County, in my view, is not a bad thing. But let me tell you why some of us who are very critical, who are very objective, who look beyond the ordinary, will say that it is political. We all know that His Excellency President Dr. George Manneh Weah started some very good projects in Nimba County and in other counties. But specifically, I want to talk about Nimba. One of the projects that President Weah initiated in Nimba County was for us to have an inland port, a port where Liberians will be able to bring their goods from all over, and it will serve as a dry port. Looking at the location of Nimba, looking at how Nimba is economically booming, His Excellency President Dr. George Manneh Weah decided that we should erect an inland port in Nimba County. Like we have the seaport, we should have a land port. And that is going to be the first of its kind. I will play you video for you to see that particular project. The Liberian Inland Port. So let me just bring this to you so that you see it. I'm sorry.
Free to subscribe, guys. You don't love this cool, guys. Keep watching till the end. I love you all. Beautiful Liberia.
So just bear with me. 22. Okay. So just bear with me while I try to bring you. Okay, fine. That's good. So just bear with
Of
me.
course, we stay in Nimba County, yeah, on the site of the inlet,
Okay.
and we are with all the project
So
manager.
here is it.
Thank you. It's my pleasure
I
being with
just
you.
want to
Okay,
bring this
beyond the
up.
speed as it relates to the entire project, how far are we at this time? Well, right now we are at the beginning of the project, and as you will see, this is the track by which the entire 175 acres of land is situated. We just left a village called Papa. Papa happens to be the host village for the people, the traditional landowners. Compensation for the entire 175 acres of land has been made by the managing director and the port authority for that matter, along with the board and everybody else. That went successfully well. We are at the point now of embarking on the brushing and clearing of the 175 acres of land. That includes the compensation for the cash crops and other farms that are on our land. And that will be followed by the solicitation of potential investors to undertake the project. But right now, we are very happy with the progress of the entire project. There was an accusation that the government wants to take the land forcefully. How true is that? That is far from true. That is far from true. If that was the case, the government wouldn't be meticulous in making sure that every single cent is paid to the traditional landowner to be deeded. Otherwise, I would have said, hey, eminent domain. Then that's when you hear, but nope, no such thing. The land has been paid for. We receive to the effect. We receive to the effect.
So I want to stop here. I just want to stop here. On this particular show, we bring evidence, we bring videos, we bring you articles and etc. So that when you too, because we know people who listening to us also go on other platforms, or they go on other shows to articulate Liberia's agenda, or we say, His Excellency President Dr. George Manneh, we are agenda for better Liberia. So the video clip that I just played you is what the government initiated in Nimba County with this particular inland port. You listening to the head for that particular contract telling us that the WIA-led administration had already paid for that particular land. The land has been paid for. Those who are occupying the land, the government have, paid them, or in other words, the government have made full payment to that particular land. And the only thing that they were doing now was clearing. I have the video of the clearing when they started clearing the place and building some other structure. I'll bring it to you. But the first video is just so that you can know for yourself and hear for yourself what the government was doing in Nimba County.
And you heard us
So
now
let's
talking
go
to the
ahead.
villagers that we want to talk about
Okay.
the cash crop, which is their major concern right
I
now.
will
We want
bring
to
you the
protect the place.
second
We want
video.
to put monuments around it because now it is government property. We want to have the corners of the land with stones, cornerstones. So there's nothing like government trying to muscle anybody.
But those are view we want to know how does input work?
The inland port works as the seaside port will work. The difference is there will be no vessel or ship berthing here. The vessel is going to berth at the original areas of berthing, in this case, Port of Buchanan. And then the consignment will be offloaded to the train. The train will bring it here. The consignees, people that have ordered their goods, will come and pick it up from here. So it's just bringing the ship closer to the people. And this location was strategically selected not only for the existence of the train track, but also for a strategic location as it relates to the forest region of Guinea, the southern tip of Cote d'Ivoire, the southern part and central Liberia. So this is strategically located. It's going to be an economic hub, not only for Liberia, but for the region as well.
Okay, is that economic hub or just for the prospects? How does it benefit the country and the citizenry in general?
Employment is going to be unprecedentedly high here. Like you see, the offices in Monrovia will be the offices here. There will be brokers trained. There will be brokers here. There will be custom officers here. There will be every.
Now, so I want to move this while we go to it. So you're listening to it. What President Weah decided to do was because of the economic viability or the trade, one would say, conducive atmosphere that is experienced in Nimba County. His Excellency President Dr. George Manneh Weah decided that let us build an inland port in Nimba County, an inland port. You listening to what they heard for that particular project said, and I'm not going to elaborate further, but you listening to him. Now, when Joseph Numa Boyka took over, including the road that was being built there, you hearing about the inland port. Let's go to the road. I want to give you some examples of some of the infrastructure initiative that His Excellency President Dr. George Manneh Weah was undertaking or undertook in Nimba County. Let's go to the road, right? Let's go to road. Let's move this from here. Now that you have listing, let's go to the road. Okay. Let's go to first of all the dam that was constructed in Nimba County, the dam. So let me show you a picture of some of the development that President George Manneh Weah was carrying on in Nimba County. Let's go to the second video for you to watch, and I'm going to play this. There's a reason why, because Joseph Numa Boyka is having an infrastructure conference in Nimba, right? So let me show you what President Weah was doing in Nimba, and at the end of the day, then we'll come to the topic. You will understand where I'm coming from. So let's look at this video. This is the construction of a sediment dam, building a dam in Nimba County. They're building a dam in Nimba County. See there? This is under the Weah-led administration. This dam was also going to ensure that with the absence of in the presence of all of the situation that we are faced with electricity and what have you, this dam that President Weah was building in Nimba was also going to supply electricity to the people there. The dam will be responsible to generate electricity and give the people electricity in that particular county and its environment and other neighboring county to make sure we have 24 hours of electricity in that particular place. Also, that the people can have stable water supply. I mean, pipe-borne water in that particular Nimba County. So this is it. I want you to watch this. Let's go ahead. You see the work that they are doing there? The construction of the dam. Fine. That's good. Let's take this from here and bring it here. Now, I have shown you two different videos. One, the inland port. The second is the construction of the dam in Nimba County. Let's go to the third, which is construction of road in Nimba County. Okay, so let's come here. Let's go to the road. This is the road. You see there? This is Nimba County you are looking at. This road from Tapeta straight all the way to hit Grand Jide, Southeastern Corridor. This is it. You see there? Now, I think I can move this. I've shown you enough video, so I think we can pause this and then I will explain to you. So I play you these three videos. One has to do with the inland port construction. The second has to do with the building of a dam that was supposed to supply water, pipe-borne water, and also electricity. Now, Nimba County, they will have their own dam there that will be able to produce electricity for Nimba and its environment, other counties around. I show you that. And I also show you the road construction. There are many videos, but because I don't have the leverage of time, I'm not going to be too lengthy in playing you all of it. When Joseph Numa Boyka took over as president, President Weah had already initiated this project. It had been paid for and etc. Joseph Numa Boyka decided to abandon these projects because it was initiated by the Weah-led administration. We are talking about the infrastructure conference in Nimba. That's what we're talking about. So I just displayed to you all of the videos. I can show you more than 5-6 videos of different things that President Weah was doing in Nimba County. When Joseph Numa Boyka became president, he decided that even the road that was being paid for by the Weah-led administration, in order to continue the road infrastructure or the road project in Nimba County, Joseph Numa Boyka decided that he will abandon the road project. As I speak to you, the place President Weah left the road at the same place, it now go beyond that point, there where it is. There where it is. The place that President Weah left, the construction of the dam in Nimba County, there where it is. Nobody have gone there to touch it. Even though the government have paid for it, you see all of the money that the government have spent, but at the end of the day, the Joseph Numa Boyka government has abandoned that particular project. Instead of continuing with that thing that President Weah had already paid for, to continue with it, Joseph Numa Boyka has abandoned it. Completely abandoned. Now, the issue of the inland port that was paid for, the government of His Excellency President Dr. George Manneh Weah paid for the place and every other thing. And the only thing that was remaining to clear the land, in fact, they started clear. I have the video here. They started clearing the land. So the only thing that remained to build these offices there, and at the end of the day, make the place habitable and work start right there. Joseph Numa Boyka abandoned that. 2 years. Joseph Numa Boyka and Jeremiah Kuhn abandoned those development in Nimba County. Remember that those development, the people of Nimba are not the only people that will benefit from it. No, it's for Liberians. Liberians who are using Nimba for different commercial activities or etc. But because it is in Nimba County and Joseph Numa Boyka don't want to promote or don't want to continue that particular project, he decided to abandon that particular project. So the people of Nimba have been complaining that look, President Weah took over as president and started some project in Nimba County. This project has already been paid for. They have paid for it, and the only thing that is remaining from us now is to just tell the company to start the project. You need not to spend too much money on it and say, oh, I'm going to pay another money or this. No, you don't need to spend any other money. The only thing that needs to happen right now is to ensure that you can be able to what? To start the project. Tell the company and let them start the project. So Joseph Numa Boeka abandoned the people of Nimba, their development, because in his mind, it is President Weah that initiated this project. We should not go after it. So the people of Nimba have been very, very dissatisfied. Even with the issue of Ashla Meta, Joseph Numa Boeka and others beat on the Weah-led regime and said the worst thing that happened to Liberia was the Ashla Meta deal that honor the government of President George Manneh Weah, that he was able to ensure that he, gave them that opportunity to continue or to extend their term or their agreement or whatever. Because when President Weah took over, the agreement from ArcelorMittal was almost about, at its concluding stage. And those things that the promise that they're supposed to do for the people of Nimba, they had not initiated it yet. So President Weah said, no, we will have to live by what you promised the people. Now, Joseph Numa Boeka and his crooks, they beat on President George Manneh Weah and said, President Weah are, extending or signing a contract to give Aslam Meta the right to operate in Nimba. It was bad, and etc. etc. Aslam Meta should not be in Liberia. They said all kinds of damning and demeaning things about Aslam Meta. All kinds of things they said about Aslam Meta. They said all kinds of things. In fact, Aslam Meta is not even developing the country. They should not even be here, blah, blah, blah. They said, in fact, that was one of their campaign message against the Weah-led administration. That Aslam Meta was not good for Liberia. That was what they said. They promised the people of Nimba that when this government take over, when you gave us the opportunity, Joseph Numa Boeka said to the people of Nimba, when you gave us an opportunity, you will see development. 2 years. We are now, look, whether one day in a year, that year is already expiring. We are now going to the 4 years of Joseph Numa Boeka. No serious infrastructure work has commenced in Nimba County. The people are angry. The people are vexed. The Ashla Meta that Joseph Numa Boeka claimed was never doing what they promised, or it was a bad deal. They should pack their load and go. The Ashla Meta, Joseph Numa Boeka went there and was praising the same company and said the best thing that has happened to Liberia since the foundation of Liberia was Asla Meta. Don't believe me. Let me see if I can get the video clip. Let's see if we can get the clip of it here. Just bear with me. Let's see if we can get a clip of Joseph Numa Boeka, the man who once lambasted the government of President George Manneh Weah and said the worst thing that ever happened to Liberia was the Asla Meta. You will hear him praising Asla Meta and saying the best thing that ever happened to Asla Meta or to Liberia was Asla Meta. So just bear with me while I try to look for it to see if I can get it here. Let's see if I can get it. I should have it in one of my stuff here. These things we keep them, and sometimes to find them, we got to take some few seconds. Yeah, we got to take some few seconds. So I just want to play that for you to hear it and see. Singing government. Okay, just bear with us. Just bear with us so that we can play that for you and to you, for you to hear it and for you to see it for yourself. I don't know, it's going to take me a while because these videos, sometimes when we keep them, to go back to them, sometimes it takes us a whole while. Okay, that's good. So I am here. and I'm going to play it. So let me bring this to you and we'll open it for you to now see it. Okay, so we are here. Let me give it sound and then play it here for you to see. Here is it. So listening to Joseph Numa Boyka talking about the Ashland Metal deal. This Ashland Metal that was condemned by Joseph Numa Boyka, that said that was the worst thing Liberia ever saw. The worst thing that should ever happen. These people said Ashland Metal should be kicked out of Liberia. In fact, the people of Nimba, Ashland Metal was almost like they use all kind of, terrible words, and said that when they take over, the first thing that will be out of Liberia will be Ashland Metal, because they are robbing the Liberian people, etc., etc. But Joseph Numa Boyka went to Ashland Metal and listening to what he said. Let's play it.
Mr. President, Mr. Boakai, I'm Sylvester Chulopole. You visited the site of the ArcelorMittal Liberia. What's the news for Liberians as it relates to this company? Because that company is very much important to Liberia.
This is one of the best stories
Judith Twitter.
to see, not just a plan.
All right, so let me just, I'm sorry, let me call my people out here. Yeah, my family that have joined me out here. I want to say to Julie Twitter, thank you so much for your presence. We appreciate you joining us there on the YouTube channel. I want to say thank you so much. Julie Twitter, thank you so much. We appreciate you. Thank you so very kindly. Moose, how are you? Thank you so very kindly. Sheriff Tico, thank you so much, Sheriff Tico. Nina Kuya, we appreciate you. Naomi, thank you so much, Naomi Topa. Darafina, how are you, Darafina? Thank you so much. We appreciate you. Thank you so very kindly. We appreciate you. The other one, Pakokole or whatever the name is, you are also welcome. We appreciate your presence. Johnson Masekwe, thank you so much for joining us there from all the way there, Broadville resident. Thank you so much. So this video is Joseph Numa Boyka been asked by the press about Ashland Metal, and hear what he's going to say about this Ashland Metal deal. So let's go there so that you can listen for yourself. Hear it.
Mr. President, Mr. Boakai, I'm Sylvester Chulopole. You visited the site of the ArcelorMittal Liberia. What's the news for Liberians as it relates to this company? Because that company is very much important to Liberia.
Jones Pele, you are welcome.
This is one of the best stories we can tell, to see not just a plan, but the training of young Liberians to be able to operate this and the benefit this is going to generate. There are no words to express that. We're very grateful.
Mr. President, is there any new agreement that could be in the interest of the workers of ArcelorMittal Liberia?
Well, any new agreement would be something that will encourage ArcelorMittal to spend more, to provide more opportunities for like, and that in the making.
Last Mr. President, that question is very much important. While you were here, several workers or contractors of this company, one way or others, complain of underpayment. Some of them they are not on pay. Do you care about this? All of their concerns.
There will always be complaints, but that's why leaders.
Now, you listen to Joseph Numa Boyka. On the day when he went to do his tour, people who are working at Ashland Metal complained that they are underpaid. Some of them said, we are here risking our lives with not even the proper equipment and etc. You listen to what Joseph Numa Boyka said. There will always be this issue. Joseph Numa Boyka now praising Ashland Metal only because they've collected some money from Ashland Metal to extend their concession agreement. You see how deceptive and evil these people are? You see the lies that the people told today is now right under their feet? Remember the Freeport, right? The clearing company they had at Freeport. They condemned it and said it should not be there. There is no way that that thing should be there. Today, it is the same company that they are using. So, back to the infrastructure conference they are having in Nimba. So, Joseph Numa Boyka abandoned the people of Nimba. The issues that were raised, Joseph Numa Boyka used those issues yesterday to run campaign. Today that he is empowered, he is not even addressing the people's salary. If this man cannot even address the civil servant salary, then a private company salary you go to about. So Joseph Numa went there. You see, all in smart because they promised him at the time and gave him whatever they had to give him. So he said the best thing that happened to Liberia was Aslam Meta. But yesterday you condemned President Weah and said no, Aslam Meta should not be in Liberia, should not even spend a day in Liberia. But here you are telling us that the best thing that happened in Liberia was Aslam Meta. You see how these people deceive you? You see how they lie to you? You see the kind of hate. That's what I said. These people approach towards the Weah-led administration was not just mere propaganda, it was hate. They hated President Weah. And that's why they said everything that they said. Today, they are working with the same people. They are praising these companies. Today, the project that Joseph Numa Boyka said was a sour walk. He continuing the project. That's the project he praising. So look at what is happening. So the people of Nimba complained and said, you have abandoned our project. What is going on? So in order to think that he can deceive the people of Nimba, watch their minds and think that the people of Nimba will not be critical enough or will not be able to ask the critical question, he took this infrastructure program or conference and carried to Nimba County. So as to say, yes, people of Nimba, you must imagine my development agenda for infrastructure are bringing it right in your county for you to know that we are about to start infrastructure development. And these are all deception. These are all deception. Joseph Numa Boyka is talking about infrastructure conference when you are leaving out people who should even be part of that conference. The last time we saw a communication from the former Minister of Public Works, Madam Ruth Coker Collins, complaining that she was left out. Look, stop. The Unity Party should stop deceiving themselves and think that they are deceiving the people. These are all political showmanship. That thing you see Joseph Numa Boyka going for infrastructure program in Nimba County is to maybe just think that they can deceive the people or to pacify them. And you cannot do that. You can't pacify the people. You can. You can't deceive the people of Nimba. Because yesterday, President Weah did not carry words to them. President Weah did not carry theory to them. He carried practicality. I'll show you the video. But because Joseph Numa Boyka is a serious crook, that this old man is a liar and think that he can use this particular conference to deceive the people of Nimba, to take the people's minds off asking the critical question, why the Boyka government have abandoned Nimba, he said, let's carry conference there to them. And we'll carry conference, we'll make them to feel happy. You see the deception? You see how deceptive the old man is? You are not maintaining the people roles. You are there for now 3 years because you are going to the 4 years. You've not even put a pin in the ground for the people of Nimba. Pin. But you were able to run to Foya and carry $10 million there and say you're going to build a peace hub. The last time we can recall, you took $22 million and gave it to Giddings for him to go and make road pliables. Today, as we speak, that $22 million, we are yet to see kobo of it or the work that he did. $22 million was mismanaged. The projects in Nimba County, you don't even need to spend money. All you need to do is to call the company, sit down and do whatever you're supposed to do and the work start. But up to now, ask me whether the work have started. Show me any video of what Joseph Numa Boyka is doing with the roads, with the dam that President Weah was building, with the inland port, and etc. Show me what Joseph Numa Boyka is doing in Nimba. No, just show me what they are doing in Nimba. But you think that by carrying or by saying an infrastructure conference in Nimba, that is enough to deceive the people, to take the people's minds off the reality. And what is the reality? The reality is that you have abandoned the people of Nimba. The reality is that the project that His Excellency President Dr. George Manneh Weah started in Nimba County, you have closed your eyes to that particular project. Susanna, you are welcome. Thank you for joining us. You have abandoned those projects. Today, the person who was used to be behind you and making the noise, you have successfully gotten rid of Prince Johnson. So what you have now as a vice president is just a kpokpokanu, if we say it in our Liberian way, is just another beg ball, because he himself said it that he's a beg ball to Joseph Newman Boyka. You have a beg ball that will now push the people's agenda. And people who are talking for the people, guess what happened? You're trying to silence them. People of Nimba, I'm not talking politics, I'm talking reality. You are seeing it, you are looking at it. I want to ask you a question before we move on to our next topic. I show you the dam that they was building, or let me just show it again, and I will ask you the question. The building of dam in Nimba County. Let me go to that project and show it to you and ask you this question. Maybe you get a better idea than I do have. Here's the project. Here's the inlet. There's the dam that they were building in Nimba. So my question to you, Liberians who are listening, what is stopping this government, 2-year government in the 3rd year now, to complete this project? When the project was paid for, you see the work in Nimba County. What stops Joseph Newman Boyka from carrying on this project or for initiating the project when it was being paid for? Look at the project. A dam that they were building, you see there? They were building a dam that were going to supply electricity and also water for the people of Nimba. Here is it. So what stopped this government? What stopped Joseph Newman Boyka from doing it? No. What stopped him from doing it? That's the question to you. What stopped Joseph Newman Boyka from doing it? What stopped him from doing it? This is the man who said Liberia will not be the same. He has come to rescue the country. Why is it that he has abandoned the work that President Weah initiated? Why? Look at some of the work in Nimba County. Look at road. Let me show you this road. This is what President Weah was able to do in Nimba. This is what he was able to do.
And I want to get over to the other side, but the road is not good. And I told the person, I know the road is not good. What can you do? So this question is for you and for you and you. What can you do? What can you do when the road is not good? So you
So
just got to be
it's like this
patient.
blogger is just trying to, put some word out there to people who say, oh, the road is not good. So she was like asking in her blog, how do you want the road to be good? What kind of good are you waiting for? How are you waiting for the road? The same place, President, we have stopped the road for Nimba, that the same place stopped. Joseph Newman Boyka have not even gone 1 inch to say we'll go beyond this. Where President we have left the road is where it is. And those roads were paid for from Nimba straight to Grand Jide. It was paid for already. President Weah secured the money. The funding for that particular road was secured by President Weah. I don't want you to believe it. Let me go and bring you the article. Let me go and bring you the information so you can see it. Okay. Let me just bring this to you. I'm sorry. Let me bring this to you for you to read it, for you to see it. Okay. So let me bring this to you so that all of us can be able to see it. Because here we are not about just talking, but we want to bring you the facts. And there's the reason why, people admire this place. When they come here, they know that we don't just talk, no, but we bring you facts. So I want us to look at this particular article, right? Let's look at this article. Where is it? Where am I? Where am I? Where am I? Okay, fine. So you see here, this was in 2022. You are seeing the date, right? Liberia, new Eastern Road project to advance economic development and transformation. So why is it that Mr. BOAKAI up to now have not started this road when we already have money? This in 2022. This was in September. October was our election. The following year. So all of the arrangement was made. So let's go and read some of the things that we have here. You see here? Fine. Let's go and read some. Washington. The World Bank Board of Executive Directors today approved an International Development Association credit financing of US 29 million for Liberia's Southeastern Corridor Road Asset Management Project. The project will support the government efforts to enhance road connectivity for residents living along selected stations of the Ganta to Zwedru road corridor and to improve institutional capacity to manage the road sector. RDA will also provide US 48 million payment guarantee, which will leverage additional US 60 million from the private sector. The SCAP will be co-financed by 24 million Liberian Reconstruction Trust Fund grant contribution from the European Union, United Kingdom, and Germany. Recently, KfW and DFRD provided additional grant of 16 million and 6 million respectively. The government of Liberia will make available 24 million through the National Road Fund. The SCAP support the government pro-poor agenda for prosperity and development, that is the PAPD, through the development of roads infrastructure to support economic transformation necessary to sustain growth and reduce poverty. The project will also ensure the establishment of an environment conducive to commercial agriculture, forestry, fishery, and the rural development, promoting development of macro, small, and medium enterprises, and improving access to market. This project will bring relief to Liberians in accessing social services and advancing economic development, especially to the people of the Southeast region, who are most of the time isolated from the rest of the country due to poor road connectivity, said Larissa Luhansko, World Bank Liberia country manager. About 471, wow, $471 million. Wow. You know, I don't. This is my people. This is heartbreaking. The Unity Party damaged Liberia. 471,000. $471,000 we are talking about. You know, sometimes when you read these things, your heart, you say, my people, look at the kind of damage these people cause. Look at that. About 471,000 project beneficiaries are targeted, including, 471,000 project beneficiaries are targeted, including resident, businesses, and transport service company located along the rehabilitated corridor. 471,000 people were supposed to benefit. So those of you who are passing around, President, we are doing nothing, you're not doing nothing, oh, this, that. You see there? He started this particular project. He went out to source funding for it already. The Southeastern. What is Joseph Numa Boeka waiting for? What is he waiting for? These are all deceptive way of deceiving the people. They're having conference for infrastructure. Joseph Numa Boeka didn't have conference for people to declare asset. He didn't even go to even sit down to say he rating and the Mogain access form. What happened to the assets? Did these people declare their asset? No, did they declare their asset? That's the question we should be asking ourselves. When Joseph Newman Boeka had this particular conference again, where he said they're going to take drug tests so they can start fighting drugs, ask me, where are we with the issue of drugs? Look, we judge from the people's previous history and know that these people are of no good. You can't depend on them for anything. They are a bunch of crooks. They lie to the people. All that they are doing, these are just all somebody will say shenanigans. You know, they are all small screen behavior of Joseph Newman Boeka. They seem lies. These people had a press conference and said they were taking drug tests. They've come and fight drugs, and drug will not be the same, blah, 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 and this, that. Where are we today? The government has lost the fight with the issue of drugs. When people who are responsible to fight the drugs are telling us at the executive mansion, there are people there who selling drugs. At the House of Rep, the judiciary branch, these people are involved into selling drugs. The next day, Joseph Newman Boeka fire him. So you think this conference will amount to anything? It's deceptive. The first thing is we see you playing politics. People who you should invite to this conference, you left them out. You left them out. Former public work ministers, are they part of this conference? The engineering department of the University of Liberia, are they part of this conference? You left these people out. But because it is your usual tactics of deception and deceiving the Liberian people, so you're carrying it out. Development will not come to fruition if you try to bring your political sentiment into it, as Joseph Newman Boeka is doing. We don't need to have a conference in order to start the issue of development. I'm not saying that the conference is bad, but it is political. It has no true intention. The intention of this particular conference is not for the ordinary people to benefit. It's to think that you are pleasing the people of Nimba. It's to think that, yeah, poor Nimba, because the people complain that you have abandoned them, the projects that are there, these are projects that President we are paid for. So you carry there to think that you can pacify them. that they will not raise the issue. But that is a lie. So that is just that before we jump to our second issue. For those of you who have any point to make, you already know the number to call. The number is there if you intend not to be here for a long time. But if you intend to call, that is the number. You can give us a call and let's hear from you. And we want to look at the second issue. Want to look at the second issue. The second issue that we want to look at here, fellow Liberians, is what is happening with our people. So those of you who want to call, the number is there. You can give us a call. We will appreciate it. Or else, we can move on. We can move on. And we can move on and see where we are. So let's move on and see where we are. Where we are. Where are we? Let's see where we are. Okay, so let's move on to the next issue that has to do with this issue of rape. That has to do with this issue of rape. So, fellow Liberians, as you may be aware, J. Brian McGill, who is associated with the regime, has been cleared by the police, and they have another guy, whoever Bonjala, whether Peter Bonjala or Joseph Bonjala or whatever, the NSA deputy boss. According to the police, this man, they have evidence to prove that this man committed the act, etc., etc. But fellow Liberian, here is what is scary. With all of these things that are happening, I don't know, maybe some of you heard it. Is there anything from the Ministry of Gender? Do you have any statement coming from the Ministry of Gender? Has the Ministry of Gender said anything about this entire rape saga and sodomy saga that is going on? Have they? No, they haven't. But fellow Liberians, we want to pass this announcement over again. The New York chapter of the CDC USA will be having her own local convention, and this local convention is going to be taking place on the 21st of February, that is next month. That will be on Saturday. So all of you are invited at this particular local convention in New York. All of you are invited. The DMV is going to be there in full. We will be there. So all of you are invited to attend this particular conference. On this note, my people, I just received some kind of indicator. I have to go on a hustle. Yeah. Actually, today I'm not supposed to, but again, I just received some kind of notification, so I have to go. But I want to say thanks to all of you. I want to appreciate all of you. Hopefully, we will be here tomorrow on the redemption hour if all goes well. These few days, the schedule is kind of a bit crazy. As you may be aware, we are expecting a very, very, with all of the weather reports, we are expecting a very terrible, you know. But, anyways, we want to say tomorrow we will be here. Join us tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern Time for the Redemption Hour. Until we meet again, my people, let me run. Just receive some kind of information that I'm supposed to go. So, bye from my end. And don't forget about the New York program. Bye.
We want to encourage those who want to remain corrupt and steal money, that I beg them. The money should be used to bless our people. Thank you and God bless.